Elizabeth, good morning.
What is that?
How are you?
I'm excellent and full of glory, sir. Are you?
I'm good, oh. I'm
This
good.
one, I'm going to be on transit now. But it's okay. The one I can get, I will hear.
Okay. Okay, you are on your way to the office.
Yeah, I'm leaving now.
Okay.
But it's okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, we're supposed to have a few more people join us shortly, but
Okay.
now you're here already. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
So let's ride on. So I was talking about creating the alert. The way you create the alert is this section under here. You can see trade, exposure. If you just scroll down, you see one of the places it's written alert. So you click on that alert. It's usually just empty. You now right click. Where you see create here, just put a plus sign. That creates. It will come up like this. So now on that symbol, when you click on that symbol, you'll see a list of them. Metals. Metals are usually the first. So you can minimize that. This section where you see crypto major, that's where you select for currencies. You can see Euro, USD, and pound are the first. So depending on the one that you are looking at creating a price alert on, you just select it and you put in the value. Now, this place where you see values, where you put your price. If you're targeting a price that maybe is currently higher than the current market price, this bid, you change it. You can see this bid right now is showing lower than. So you change it to this one that is showing higher than, that's greater than. Now, forget about this acts, last, and all that. Just forget about all those on volume and the time. Just focus on bid, the first two bid. If you are targeting a price that is higher than current market price, use the one that is showing greater than. If you're targeting the one that is lower than the current market price, use the one that is showing lower than. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So right now, I'll just try and set a practical alert. Let me target a price that is lower than the current market value. Okay, let me change this to Euro USD because that's the one on my chart. Sound alert. I think this alert default is kind of okay. It's kind of okay. You can, the timeout 10 seconds, maximum iterations. You can change this to 5. You get, or once you get, the thing is this, once the alert triggers, you can come back to it and just delete it. Once you have gotten, because for me, I usually use these iterations of 10. Now, what these iterations of 10 means is this. The alert will keep sounding up to 10 times after it triggers. So let's say, for example, I stood up for that period and was out of my table. It will keep sounding at least 10 times. So the chances of me hearing that, oh, something is happening, or maybe this thing is higher. And it will be doing that for like every 10 seconds. You can see the timer 10 seconds. So it will be doing that every 10 seconds until that time passes or I stop it myself. So let's set a manual one. Current price is 1.043. I want to set it very close to it so that once I set it, shortly after it just triggers. So let me use one and okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's now went up. Let me set another one. I want it to be very close to it so that shortly after I set it, we can just hear the sound of how it will trigger. Okay, it has hit it. I don't know if it has hit it. So I don't know if you heard the sound it made.
It wasn't audible though.
Oh, it's
But
not.
we get where you're trying to do.
Okay, you are not hearing the sound it made.
Yeah.
Noah, can you hear the sound it made?
No.
You can't. I'm surprised about that. Why?
It's not that audible here. So, but we understand what you're trying to.
Okay, okay, because from this side, it's actually very loud. Now, if you look down and you see the counter, you can see six now.
Yes, sir.
7 now. Now, all those times.
I'm hearing pong.
That's the sound. That's the sound. That's the sound. That's it. That's the sound. So that's the trigger, basically. So with that, making that sound like that, you can tell that, okay, my price, so from wherever you are, you just come down and you deal with that. So let me delete that. You can either disable it or just delete. If you disable, you can come back to it, modify it, and reuse it for another price. Understand? So that's for that. Now, something else is this. I'm going to talk about that later on, but I want you to know something. Even though most of the time the trading, I advise that, okay, you trade between that 10 o'clock to 12 noon because of the stability of trading around that time, then also between 3 to 5. It's also possible to trade outside those times using the alert system. And I'll get into that later on. Get in a future trading using the alert system. How do I mean by using the alert system? Now, if you are looking, remember those trading that we do like that, it's usually 5 minutes resistance that we are targeting. Most of the time it's 5 minutes. I will get into that in details just a minute. There's usually 5 minutes resistance and support levels that we're targeting. Now, if you are trading outside those times, you could go for stronger levels. For example, you could target daily time frames, could target 4-hour time frames. Then look for a situation whereby even though you're targeting those time frames, you can set the price alert for the turning points on those time frames. Maybe the daily turning point, a recent daily turning point, or a 4-hour daily turning, or a 4-hour turning point. Now, remember in the last guy I mentioned about the reason why we redraw the lines every day is that the levels change. We redraw it every day because the levels change. And we want to target the current resistance and support levels. So let's say yesterday, we had a turning point on 4 hours. You get that maybe towards the end of yesterday. That becomes today like a recent support or resistance level. Now, since it's a 4-hour chart, it may take a while before the price ever gets there. So that doesn't stop me from putting an alert there. You understand? I can actually put a price alert there. Then if I'm targeting it, I could target it 1 minute. I could also target it 5 minutes. That means the time I'm going to close the trade, I could use 5 minutes. I could also use 1 minute. Because if price comes to a level that is like a support and it's a 4 hours resistance level, the chances are you're going to see the market react on the 4 hours, on the 5 minutes level too. Let me try and give us a typical example. Let me just see if I can find a recent example of that, so you see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is 4 hours. Let me just use maybe what has happened today. This my chart is already clustered up, but let me use this one and show you what I kind of mean. Now this is today. Please follow me very carefully here. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is today right now. This line here is where today opened. This thicker white line, this is where today opened. It was 4 hours. The first 4 hours it bought, just went up a little bit. And after that, the next 4 hours it sold. I'm on 4-hour chart right now. You get. Then we are now in another 4 hours right now, and is buying. Can we see that? Do we understand that? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Okay. So,
hello, sir.
Elizabeth, how are you?
Fine, sir.
I'm
good.
very glad you're able to make it. So
Thank
today,
you, sir.
so we have 2 Elizabeths on this call. That's nice.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, after, is it hammer? After that one that look like hammer, that white.
Yes. The white is a hammer.
Yes.
The white is a
The
hammer.
one after it, you said is buying, sir.
That is the current 4 hours.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm trying to give you an example of the market reacting to a 4-hour time frame. And I'm trying to use the recent one. Now the market opened around about 10 p.m. last night. So we had the first 4 hours, we had another 4 hours. This is the third 4 hours chart candlestick that is on right now. You get, and he's buying. Now, the key thing I'm trying to show you now is this. The first 4 hours went up. The second one sold. So just at that point there, we have a turning point. Do you understand? So let me put a line there so that you see what I mean. Change this to white. So we can say that we have a turning point at this point. Can we see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Noah, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moses, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay. Please pay attention at this point. So this is the turning point. We have had 3 candlesticks. One was a buy, one was a sell. So that between that buy and sell, that is a turning point. Now, the current 4 hours came from under and went above that turning point. We can see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is 4 hours. Let me now show you what happened in a lower time frame. Let's go to 5 minutes and see whether the market reacted when the 4 hours got there or not. Okay. Now, first of all, we'll take note. When did this 4 hours start? This 4 hours started by 4:00. 4 hours started by 4:00. When you highlight a particular candlestick, it's just under, you will see the details of the candlestick. I don't know if you can see it. Once you take your cursor to a particular candlestick, below it, you will see the details. So you see that it started at 4:00. And right now, the time is 7:43. That is the server time. They are using GMT. We are on GMT +1. Okay, so let's now go down to, let me first go down to 15 minutes so that we'll see what happened. So I'm going to look for where 4:00 is. So this candlestick here was where 4:00 started from. Right now I'm on 15 minutes. I'm trying to trace where it broke that level. Noah, are you with me?
Yes, sir, I'm back now.
Okay. So I'm trying to trace where it broke that level. Moses, Elizabeth, please follow me carefully. So this was where it started, where the current 4-hour candlestick started, this 400 here. So now, this was the first 15 minutes, it went up, it went up. Now, where this line is, this place here, will be where it broke that level. You can see it was a buy and it crossed that white line there. Now, if I take note of this, this was a 5:30. If you just look below it, you see the details of that 15 minutes. This was 5:30. Now, on 15 minutes, you can observe that after it broke that level on 15 minutes, the next candlestick was a sell. And even the next one was a sell. Meaning that if this was a 4-hour level that we're targeting, you get, after it broke the level, we could have entered for a sell trade for the next 15 minutes. But 15 minutes is not even, to me, 15 minutes is large. I don't even want to use 15 minutes. I want to use 5 minutes. Since I'm targeting a 4-hour resistance level. So this was 5:30. So now I know that, okay, 5:30 is a place where it broke it. I am going to now move to 5 minutes to see the exact point where it happened. Okay, so first of all, I look for where 5:30 is. Let me zoom out so I can trace better. So first of all, okay, so this is the candlestick. You can see this is the 5:30 candlestick where my line is right now. So it almost looks just perfect. Can you see that? The moment after the 5:30 candlestick broke that resistance, the next candlestick after it was a sell. Can we see that clearly? Hello?
Hi.
Can we see that after the 5:30 candlestick, if you look at it where my cursor is right now, if you just look at it down, you will see that the details of this candlestick is just below it. You see that it was 22,704, 5:30. You will notice that just at the point where the 5:30 broke that white line, that's where it crossed it and closed. The next 5 minutes was a sell. Can we see that?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is that this is one way that even outside the normal trading within 10 to 12, you get, this is another way that one may trade. And for 4 hours, if one is looking at 4 hours, maybe you are targeting a 4 hours resistance level or something like that. You can now sell. When the signal triggers, you can sell on 5 minutes. So if the level is broken, like in this case now, after it hits the level, it's still closed as a buy. So you wait for that. You wait for it to actually close as a buy. If it hits it, let's say it hits it in the second minute, for example, you don't just enter there. You wait for it to see whether it's going to close as a buy. You understand? This is a case of resistance now. If it was a case of support, you wait to see that 5 minutes closes as a sell. Then you, for the next, when the second one is starting, you now enter in for a 5 minutes sell. If that first one, let's say for example, still buys, you enter in for the next one for a sell again. Then you stop there. In fact, most of the time, within that most of the time, even that first one, it actually works. If we break this thing down and go down to even 1 minute, you will see that it will also still work. Now, it doesn't work all the time, but it works in a moving market. An active market, it works. But if it's a market that is not active, it may not work. And I mean active market, like you don't want to be doing something like this in the evening. You understand? Or in the night when transactions are not really going on. You get? Or in a day whereby most of that day, the price has just been flat. You understand? There's no momentum. And this is for when you are targeting 4 hours of, remember what I'm saying. So I just hope this is clear. I know this is morning activities may be happening around you, but we just have some minutes left for this section. You get? But if we have any questions, please ask.
If I told
Hello,
you it's
good
clear,
morning.
Hello?
Well,
Please ask questions. You know, while I was doing it, I was saying, are we there? I was not hearing answers. It's like something logged one of us out or so.
network was not friendly here.
Okay.
I'm back. But the thing is that I'm not clear, but I want to believe maybe when you now drop the video stuff like this, I will be able to go it over again.
Okay, go through it
I'll
over
get it.
again. Okay, fine. I'll make the video available then. Make the video available. Okay, so this Elizabeth, any questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My
Hey, ask your
question is,
question now. Why are you that quiet?
my question is when to buy and to sell. I don't really understand
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. So when you buy, we're talking about when to buy and to sell, you
Yes,
buy
sir.
and sell with signals. When market conditions give you a signal that you can buy or sell, that's when you buy or sell. Now, what I've just been explaining just now is a scenario whereby you can decide to enter into a trade. And I'm using what you call, the principle I use for trading is action and reaction. I naturally believe that if the market hits, if prices hit a resistance level, it ought to react to it in the other direction, even if it's for a short period of time. Now, these resistance points, they are turning points. What do I mean by turning points? These are points whereby you see a buy, then just after it, you see a sell. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No, if you don't understand, I can go over. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These are points whereby you see a buy, then you see a sell. That is, you see one candlestick, it was a buy. You see the one after it, it was a sell. That's a turning point.
Okay.
Do you understand? So those turning points, those are like, if it's a turning, either you have a resistance turning point, which would be a buy candlestick followed by a sell candlestick. That is resistance, meaning it's coming down because the resistance is up. Remember, the first one was a buy, the next one was a sell. So it is up. So if price wants to break it, it's going to come from down up. That's why we call it resistance. Do you understand the explanation I said?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So if it's a sell, if it's a support, you're going to have two candlesticks that are this way. One will be a sell, while the other one will be a buy. That is for support. So the turning point is under. You understand? For resistance, the turning point is above. For support, the turning point is under. I hope you're catching the picture. Okay.
Yes,
so,
sir.
So what we see is this: there are different time frames. You can look at a chart on daily time frame. You can look at it on 4 hours. You can look at it on 1 hour. Now we believe that, okay, if we have a turning point on 4 hours, if we are looking at a chart on 5 minutes and the price comes down, let's say a support point, the price now comes down on 5 minutes chart and hits that turning point, that support level that was formed on 4 hours. If the chart on 5 minutes comes down, the price comes down and hits that turning point, we expect that on 5 minutes, we should see some kind of reaction. That is, the price, when it gets to that turning point, that 4 hours support level, we should see a 5 minutes that buys. Sure, you get what I'm saying? It's like water falling to the ground. You get water cannot just fall to the ground and everything just lies down on the ground. By the time it hits the ground, it's supposed to bounce up a little bit. You understand? Before it finally settles down. So that bounce up back is our opportunity. You get? So as it comes down and hits the price, we take a buy, as if we are going in the opposite direction, and that's where the money is made. So this video will be available, but we're out of time for now. Tomorrow we will do this at the same time again. Now I'm going to drop an information inside the Telegram group. Ensure you look at it. We'll have trading section from 10 to 12.